Win or lose, will you accept the results of the election tomorrow?
I think we all ought to be looking at election integrity, no matter whether you're a Democrat, an independent, or a Republican.
Is that a commitment to accept the results of the election tomorrow?
Let's all do that together. Let's all work together on both sides of the aisle to make sure that the election is a fair election.
Is that a commitment to accept the results of the election tomorrow?
Let's all work together to find out whether or not the election tomorrow is a fair election. Let's all work together to do that.
So that is not a commitment to accept the results of the election tomorrow?
Boy, Jacob, honestly, I answered your question.
No, you didn't. You very much did not answer his question, Larry Elder. But I think everybody watching knows what the answer is, and in fact, that's what the answer was, as you'll see soon. But before we launch into, it's election day, the recall of Gavin Newsom or the attempted recall of Gavin Newsom, Larry Elder is apparently the front-running challenger, although there are many, and so. It's possible that if you're watching this live or as soon as it goes up, there might still be time to vote, and you definitely should. Don't back off of democracy, or the right will destroy it. But that said, Nina Turner, what do you think about Larry Elder seeming to be playing from the Donald Trump book of just deny that any election you don't win is legit?
Seemingly, you're being kind. I mean, the answer was, look, if I win, it was legitimate. If I don't win, it's illegitimate. That's it. I mean, that's basically what Larry Elder is saying. And again, stoking up people's fears about the lack of integrity in the electoral process. He's showing a lack of integrity right there.
Yeah, 100%. And look, that's just what they're all gonna do now. Larry Elder wants to be a Republican. And so you have to say that every election is stolen. And not to say that that's totally new. I mean, there hasn't been a presidential election in my life, no matter which way it went, that some of the people who wanted the other person didn't think that it was stolen. That's always been around. But I do think what's new is having an entire party effectively, and a media apparatus agreeing that democracy, you can't trust it. You probably shouldn't want it anyway. It's probably not going to allow us to continue permanent white conservative rule of America. So let's dispense with it. And every election that we don't win is illegitimate. And so he is just the latest instance of it. He told reporters last Wednesday that he believes, quote, there might very well be shenanigans in the recall election, which sounds fun. But there he's talking about stealing an election. He says so many Americans so many Californians are angry about what's going on that he expects to win anyways. But that said, with the election not even over yet, it appears that he's conceded defeat. Last Wednesday, he said he's gonna win no matter what. But if you look at his website, it's pretty clear he doesn't expect to. So what do we mean by that? Well, a link on his website labeled as report election incident takes users to a form to report incidents of voter fraud and sign a petition to investigate the results of the recall. It also states that if there is an audit of the recall, county election officials should not be a part of the recount, saying that doing so would allow an alleged criminal to examine the crime scene. It also claims that, quote, statistical analyses used to detect fraud in elections held in third world countries, such as Russia, Venezuela, and Iran, have detected fraud in California, resulting in Governor Gavin Newsom being reinstated as governor. But it's not even over yet. You fool, like roll that out right after. That would be pathetic. This is really pathetic that you're gonna lose and you're already lying about the results.
Good grief. I mean, to quote a great cartoon, a great cartoon character. Lord have mercy. I am running out of things to say about these people, John. It makes no sense. First of all, they have totally abused the recall process. It was not set up and designed to be used in the way that it is. And not only is it wasting time, it's wasting millions of dollars right now that could be used in other ways in the great state of California. There's a difference between talking about dark money and big money interests coming in to influence an election in ways that it ordinarily would not be influenced. It is another thing to say that I am already going to predetermine based on polling, based on a feeling that I have that I am going to lose. And so now before I actually lose, I'm gonna lay out for you that there is some type of wholesale fraud, voter fraud going on. And let's be suspicious of the person to our left and also to our right. It is irresponsible what Mr. Elder and his campaign is doing right now.
100%. Yeah, making people not just question, but believe, I just want my guy to win. He can do whatever he wants. The other guys are fundamentally evil. They're Satanists, whatever. No, you're 100% right. The system is messed up in a million different ways and we need to fight to fix it. But you can't just focus on understanding it's broken. You have to do the actual fighting. And they're driving people out of politics, and not just people like Larry Elder. You see it a lot. And that's why I've always told the audience, like, if you ever feel like watching this show, watching me is leading to you becoming apathetic, turn it off as fast as you can, because that should be the last thing that any endeavor like this should be producing. We have got to engage with it. It is busted up in a million different ways, and the opponents that we face are wealthy beyond imagination. They're powerful, they're well connected. It is a very scary thing to go up against, but we have to go up against it or we're never gonna fix it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Now, why is he preemptively declaring defeat? Well, it might be because new polling has shown that while the election was actually close, it is not now. And that's not to say that Gavin Newsom won't lose. And by the way, I don't even like Gavin Newsom, but I don't want Larry Elder as governor. But right now the polling shows Newsom up by like almost 16 points. So bear that in mind. Yeah, so he apparently believes that he is going to lose, but he wants to continue the grift. He is going to ride it out, telling people that it was stolen. That's what Trump has been doing for like a year. But going forward, assuming that this election ends the way it seems like it's going to, why is this so important for some? I don't just mean people who care about who's gonna be the governor. I mean people outside of California altogether. Well, you may not know this, but the QAnon community is very interested in what happens with California and the recall. Why is that? Well, in the lead up to the recall, Anons, the people who believe in that conspiracy theory, glommed onto a December 2018 Q post. Q is the guy that supposedly knew what was going on. It was just some weirdo online. But anyway, someone asked him, will voter fraud in California ever be brought to light? And he responded, watch California. I know what you're thinking. That is highly specific. But anyway, 3 years later, there's the recall. And so they have convinced themselves that California will be stolen, that Newsom will rig the vote, it will become public, and it will be so clear that they stole the election and that they stole the November election in California because they believe that Trump won California, that will result in Donald Trump becoming president again. Now, maybe these are just some random weirdos. Maybe it's millions of Americans fundamentally believe insane stuff. But going into this recall, that is what some people are saying online.
I mean, being delusional is real. It really, I mean, this definitely serves no purpose again, but to get people amped up, hyped up on matters that they shouldn't be amped up about, especially in terms of the integrity of the election, the electoral process. Yeah, there are many things that we need to fix. We need to provide more funding in states so that they have the most up-to-date equipment. It really is a shame that your smartphone changes quicker than the technology, to make sure that states have all the equipment that they need to make sure that elections are accessible. We should be pushing for people to participate and not amping people up in very negative ways that does not serve the overall democracy. And guess what? If these people got some real evidence, let's show the real evidence. But to do things like this is just a total disservice for anybody that believes that elections should be, that we should be expanding and protecting the right to vote and not, using all of this energy and money and time to get people hyped up in such a negative fashion. So again, to me, this is all delusion. This delusional folks making a process that is not good in the first place. Again, I will say this one more time. The way that recall is being used in California is not what it was designed. It was not designed to be used for somebody's frivolous, we don't like the person in the office because he wants people to wear masks, et cetera, et cetera. Yep. So we're gonna recall this person. That's not what 100%. It was designed to do.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad that you focused on actual things we can do. Because one of the things that sucks so much about this narrative about all the elections being rigged is like it drains the energy from actual reforms. We can make our elections secure and convenient. For the recall, they just sent me a ballot to my house and I sent it back. I didn't request it, sent it out, super simple and secure. That's how easy voting should be. My wife and I just realized, oh, here's our ballot, and we sent it back. That's what we should be aiming for. We can actually do that, but unfortunately there are those who are standing between us and that convenient and secure of a democracy.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.